Hey guys, now Natasha Denona has come out with two brand new eyeshadow palettes. These are not her bigger palettes. I think the ones she recently launched, I think there was a star palette, and before that there was these 28 or 24 pan eyeshadow huge palettes, and then there was a sunset and the lila palette. These are smaller. Those are like more than 10 eyeshadows in a palette. These are 5 pan eyeshadow palettes. So these are the boxes that they came in. There are 2 palettes and both are limited edition, and each retails for $48. It's definitely on the expensive side, obviously, but when you compare it with the other palettes, all of them are more than $100. So comparing with them, this is like a better way to go, if you ask me, if you haven't tried our products before. And also what's special about these both the palettes are, she has introduced one new formula. I think she has mattes, creamy mattes. I think they are called creamy mattes, and then she has duochrome, she has metallics, and then she has chroma crystal or chrome crystal, I'm not sure. So those are the finishes that she has in her existing palettes already, but there's something called as cream powder. So that's like a finish that she's like newly formulated, and she has debuted them in both these palettes. So out of the 5 shades that you get, let me quickly show them to you. These are the 2 palettes. Out of the 5 shades in both the palettes, 3 of them are the cream to powder finish. So you do get like a lot of the shadows in the brand new formula. So this is like a good way to try that particular formula out and see if you really like them. So I bought mine at Sephora. I think you can find these on Beautylish as well, and also on her own website, Natasha Denona's website. I'm sure there are also other retailers that carry her products, but I'm not sure which ones. But anyways, let's take a look at the actual palettes, guys, and the packaging. I know this is a clear top, but this is a quite sturdy packaging. It's really sturdy, guys, and it's also quite heavy. Oh, before I forget, the amount of product you get here is 2.5 grams in each pan. That is 0.08 ounce of product. This is the exact same amount of product you get in all her palettes, actually. In I think the exact same amount of product you get in each pan in her lila palette, also in the sunset palette. So you don't get less product just because this is a smaller palette. You get the exact same amount of product. And yeah, these are the packaging is clear at the top, and it says Natasha Denona. Both palettes came broken for me, not the packaging, the product. You can see it here, right? It's like kind of moved, and but the top is closed. That's why I'm able to hold it up, but otherwise I don't think I'd be able to hold the palette up. There is no mirror, as you can see. The back is very reflective, and it does have the name of the shades at the back of the palette. And yeah, and it says both the palettes are made in Italy, and they are paraben free, not tested on animals. So these are cruelty free. And yeah, that's about it, guys. And it also tells you how much product you get. That's 0.08 ounce of product in each pan, and that is 2.5 grams. So let's get into the swatches. Once I opened it, I can't show it to you guys like this because this particular shade came broken, but I will swatch it for you guys. I have both the palettes on my eyes today, so let me quickly swatch it for you guys. So the first shade, this is the Joya palette, the one with gold and the coral gold and the the pinks and the reds. So that is the first shade, which is a very, I don't know, I think in the recent past we have seen the shade so many times in multiple palettes, especially in Juvia's palettes. This is the coral gold duochrome, guys, and is that I'm just reading what it says on the back of the box just for reference. And this is a duochrome. This is not the cream to powder finish. This is just a duochrome metallic finish. And then next is called fuchsia. This is the fuchsia shade, and that is a cream powder which says CP. So that is, I feel the consistency is on the thinner side, but it's very smooth to touch and very pigmented. It's like a pinky red shade, and this is the shade that I have in the outer corner. And do you see how pigmented it is? It is actually true to color, right? It's true to color, and I've had this makeup on for 6 hours now, and it's like still the pigmentation is intact. And do you see how pigmented and true to color it is? It's not become into like a brownish red or brown color. It's like true to color. It's a fuchsia shade. And then you have this gold shade, just straight up yellow gold. I wanted to match this gold with my highlighter, so I have JD Glow Cosmetics Egyptian highlighter, which is very similar to Fenty Beauty's Trophy Wife, because this shade is also very close to that. So I wanted to match my highlighter with this shade, the color which I had in the center of the eyelids. Now that is not the only color I have, so that's why it kind of doesn't look so vibrant. I have another color, and the gold color is also a cream to powder finish. So that is the gold color, and it is called gold actually. This is peach gold, peach gold, and this is fuchsia, and this is just gold. And then the next shade, it's so pigmented, it's just so beautiful, guys, and that is called red grape, and that is a metallic, actually just a metallic shade. That's called red grape. And then finally you have, this is a shade which came broken. This is a rose gold shade, like a bronzy rose gold, and that is called Star Bronze. That is also cream to powder finish. Now these three shades work well with a brush and with your finger. They work equally well, so you don't have to like tweak or manipulate or do anything with these three shades. But these two shades, the peach gold, I think it's called peach gold, and the Star Bronze shade, both require your fingers to work for that complete pigmentation. The brush, it's not that good with the brush. You have to go in with your finger. With your brush, even if you layer them a lot, it doesn't really give that impact, the impact that you see here. You have to use your fingers, guys. So I tried to use this as an inner corner highlight, but I couldn't get this intensity just because I had to use a brush in the inner corner. So I just couldn't go in with a finger. So that maybe is a downside, right? You can't use any shade in your inner corner highlight because it's shimmery, because only some work really well with the brush as well. So that is the Joya palette. Wait, let me confirm. Yeah, that is 01 Joya palette. So you get these beautiful shades, and let's move on to the Aries palette. This also came broken, actually. This shade is broken, and this is actually moving in the pan. When I'm swirling my finger in, the actual product itself is moving. So these are very soft products. Again, in this palette as well, the Aries palette, you have 3 cream to powder finishes. So this is a very reflective, very beautiful shade, and this is nude. This is just called nude. It's like a champagne shade, and it is a cream powder or cream to powder finish. It's a new finish, and it's very reflective. Now next shade is actually a very like a brick red with gold shimmers, as you can see. So this is a chroma crystal shade finish. As you can see, it is on the sheerer side. Now usually they say that the chrome crystal or chroma crystal works beautifully with your fingers, but from what I've seen, this you don't get like complete opacity even if you use your fingers with this shade. You have to layer it with your fingers. With a brush, it's very difficult. You have to do a lot of layering, but with your finger, 2 layers, you get complete opacity. But even with your fingers, you have to like go in at least twice for that. You can see, right? It's like not that opaque. So that is called red bronze. It's a beautiful shade, guys. That is the shade I have in the inner and the outer corner of the eyelid. And then I have like a very intense reddish orange shade, and that is also this is a creamy matte. Yeah, This is not a cream to powder finish. This is a creamy matte. So far we've only seen one cream to powder color in this palette. So this is a chroma crystal and this is a matte shade. And then you have an intense blue. Now I thought this would look very, very sky blue. It does actually, to be honest, but it's more kind of silvery, I feel, because the shimmers in here are very silvery and it is so pigmented, guys. It works beautifully with a brush and finger. Just one swipe pigmentation. It's a really, really beautiful color and it's called Ice Blue. Oh, and this is called Burnt Terracotta, the matte shade. And this is called Ice Blue and that is a cream to powder finish. Cream to powder or cream powder, I'm not sure. And finally, you have a very sheer shade. So this is called Peach Bronze and this is also a cream powder finish. Now this shade again, very similar to this, the red bronze. Wait, this is called Peach Bronze. Yeah, this is the red bronze and peach bronze. Both shades, this is a chroma crystal and this is a cream powder finish. Both shades, even if you use your fingers, you have to layer the product. You have to, do you see how sheer this is? So you will have to do at least 3 layers with your fingers. I know my skin is not like primed or anything. It is on, I'm swatching them on bare skin, but even with a primer, you have to go in at least with 2 layers with both the shades. With a finger. With a brush, you have to do multiple layers. So with a finger, you put these 2 shades, you have to layer them. So yeah, you guys, those are my review on the individual shades in both the palettes. Now, quality wise and formulation wise, I have to say, I like the way they all apply. I like the way they blend. I like the way they last. And this is one of the only reds. Now, this is a more of a pinky red. But the other true red shades that really go on the skin true to color and like really last well are Sugar Pill's Love Plus eyeshadow and the red shade in Vizier's Editorial Brights palette. But other than that, any other red that I've tried kind of turns brownish red or something like that. But I'm really, really impressed with how true to color these eyeshadows are on the eyes. They blend really, really beautifully. This chunky blue shade, I used it with a blending brush and just applied it over here in the inner crease in both eyes, and they applied so beautifully and they blended so beautifully. Oh, it says it doesn't have fallout. I don't know where I read it, but I read it somewhere. There is fallout. Now there's no fallout in the base product. The actual pigment doesn't like fall on the face, but do you see these? There is chunky glitter in these 3 shades. Then there is definitely chunky glitter in here and here. So these glitters, as you like apply many layers and stuff like that, and when you go in with a final blending and finishing touches, there is a little bit of fallout. The glitters kind of, they do fall out, but I don't know where I read it. I read it somewhere that there's 0 fallout. So yeah, but there is a little bit of fallout, but not the actual product itself, just those large size glitter or shimmer particles, they do fall out. But other than that, I love the way they blend very easily, and the pigmentation is true to color. And there are some eyeshadows that they needs layering even with your finger. Like I said, in the Aries palette, you need layering with the red bronze and the peach bronze, and with this you would need layering with this peach gold and this, what's it called, star bronze. Yeah, star bronze. But otherwise they're all really, really good. I think I don't know if you really need both palettes. If you like the colors, I'd say go for it, but you know, because both put together it comes less than $100. So what else? I like the way they blend. The pigmentation is really good. There are some shades that needs layering, but if you put it on, it's really good. Oh, I didn't show you guys my eyeshadow look. I have in the crease as a transition, I have this shade, the terracotta. Yeah, you can tell that it's quite darker, but I blended it out to look like a transition shade. In the outer corner, I have the fuchsia shade. this shade all through the crease and the inner corner. I know it looks very glittery because I just added a lot of glitter. And the inner crease, I have the blue shade. The shade, I'm not so sure about the blue now, but I just wanted to incorporate it in the eye look somehow. So I just added it here. And then in the inner and outer corner of the eyelids, I have this shade, the red bronze shade. I have to be honest, I kind of struggled a little bit because the inner corner is just a small space, just the inner 1/3, and the outer 1/3 of the eyelids, it is a small space. So I had to layer this particular shade, right, because it is not completely pigmented. So I did have to do a little bit of layering in a smaller area. So it was not like the easiest and more effortless, and not the most effortless way to apply. And then in the center of the lid, I applied this gold first, and then I layered it with this peach bronze. So that's why it's not like popping as much, but I just wanted to mix it and see how it looked. So yeah, that's it, you guys. That's my eye look. These are nice palettes, I feel, but it's up to you. I think you have to decide if you like the color scheme, because there are plenty of, I have to say, there are plenty of eyeshadows with the same color scheme out there, and these are pretty colors, no doubt. But this peachy gold, there are several palettes, several singles also with the peachy gold. You can definitely find colors like this, but I can't guarantee you that those colors are so true to color on the skin, and if those eyeshadows will last as much as these do. So yeah, hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.